In entertainment and fallout news, we should talk about Drake and Josh, because you've got a lot of people right now accusing Josh Peck of taunting Drake Bell for being a victim, right? And all of this, of course, is amid the fallout and conversation around the Quiet on Set documentary, which, we talked about a few days ago. The doc explores the horrific things that allegedly went down behind the scenes at Nickelodeon. Are we talking about sexism, racism, child actors being put into inappropriate situations, making inappropriate jokes, and in the worst instances, working with child predators? With Drake Bell there notably coming forward as a survivor and saying that he was the victim of a dialogue coach who was previously convicted of sexual assault. So understandably, that's been one of the most talked about aspects. But also with that, Josh Peck has gotten some backlash for not publicly addressing it. People saying that he should 100% speak out since he was Drake's co-star on Drake and Josh. Right? So there was no shortage of people calling him out online, condemning him for his silence. You also had others looking at his latest TikTok because it was posted after the documentary aired. Many think Josh was insulting Drake, which in that, notably, he didn't actually address him in the video at all. Instead, it was just him doing a lip dub video to an audio that said,
"If I haven't talked to you since 2023, take that as a sign that you don't exist to me anymore. Damn, you bug. You got sprayed with the raid. Bye. See you never."
So you had many saying that it's intentional, that he was trying to send some message. Other people say, no, this is probably just scheduled, as horrible timing. But also very notably, as people had their pitchforks out, they were storming the castle. Drake actually came out to defend Josh.
I just want to let you guys know that this is really, processing this and going through this is a really emotional time, and a lot of it's very, very difficult. So not everything is put out to the public, but I just want you guys to know that he has reached out to me, and it's been very sensitive, but he has reached out to talk with me and help me work through this, and has been really, really great. So I just wanted to let you guys know that and to take it a little easy on him.
Josh then addressing the situation himself on Instagram this afternoon, writing that he watched Quiet on Set, but it took him a few days to process, adding that he reached out to Drake and gives his support for the survivors who were brave enough to share their stories, also acknowledging that this is hard to relive publicly, but he hopes that it will bring healing and change. But also with that, that's not where the debate on who should be publicly speaking out ends. Because if you look online, there's also a ton of people saying Amanda Bynes needs to speak out. And not just on random corners of the internet, like on her actual Instagram profile. Because as you see in the documentary, a lot of it's focused on her career and the role that Dan Schneider played in that. So there, it is very much worth noting that we don't really know many details of anything that did or did not happen there, though there is no shortage of people filling in the blanks. And so that's also part of the reason why we saw so many people out speaking in support of Amanda. People saying things like, there's a reason why she's not commenting on it. Perhaps not everyone wants to be forced to talk about the most traumatic experiences of their lives, as well as a reminder that Amanda Bynes doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Stop harassing her to speak up on her traumatizing childhood. She deserves to live a peaceful adulthood. Also, while we're seeing that playing out, there are other debates happening online about footage that was included in the documentary, because the documentary actually included tons of clips from the Nickelodeon shows and web series where actors were doing jokes that sexualized them, which is why you had places like IndieWire asking that if in doing this, the documentary just recirculated the exploitative material it was meant to stop, saying that it inadvertently raises an important ethical conundrum. In the name of exposing and confronting objectionable material, is it acceptable to air it again, even in documentary? Very notably, there you had Alexa Nicholas, who was actually on Zoe 101 and has since become an activist against child predators in entertainment, speaking to the outlet, saying, it's a complicated question. I don't like that footage, and I don't think it should exist. It never should have been created. But then adding, at the same time, I think when you do show the material that Dan made, it does hit a little bit differently. And I feel like the documentary creators knew that the combination of the testimony and the actual footage itself would be most powerful back to back. Though an important thing that she also added is that if someone from those clips said, hey, please stop recirculating these, that we should respect their wishes. And personally, I find myself agreeing with Alexa, but also understanding that it's kind of a morally messy question, right? Because I see why those clips are included. You hear about the story, you're like, that sounds pretty fucked up. You watch the videos, you go, oh, this is undeniable. Or the footage was already public. I mean, it was on national television, and now what we're seeing is all the context and all the behind the scenes stuff that's associated with it. And I also agree with Alexa that if any of the victims here don't want this footage out there, then yeah, let's pull it. And while that ends up kind of being clean, there is still like the morally, here's a hypothetical. If we found out that Ariana Grande was very uncomfortable, did not like that these clips of her were resurfaced, even if it was to help expose a Dan Schneider, do you or do you not have an issue with it being included in the documentary? And I'd really love to know your thoughts and feelings and opinions on that.